right, moving over to the first half of running backs. These are the guys who probably were the most fantasy relevant. I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me just see before I say that. All of them are the most fantasy relevant and likely are keeping their starting job or at least have the opportunity to be the starter, actually. Breece Hall, obviously, we know he was fantastic out of the gate. Fortunate injury that kind of screwed him. Kenneth Walker, also really good fantasy season, but we also know that he's got a rookie back there now. They took in the second round, Seattle. James Cook, obviously, was a third-round pick last year, and it looks like he has a strong opportunity to take the starting job away from Dameon Harris and Nyheim Hines, obviously. Dameon Peirce came on strong early on in the 22 season, but obviously kind of faded as the season went on, and then he got hurt himself. He has Devin Singletary there to worry about, but it seems like he is the main guy. Brian Robinson, we know his story and how that worked out, but it seems like the Commanders really do love him. But it seems like he is the 1A in that offense. And Isaiah Pacheco obviously just continued to prove many people wrong, being a 7th-round pick and performing pretty well for a 7th-round pick last year. And it looks like at the moment he is the starter for the Kansas City Chiefs. So of these guys here, who are you trusting the most? Again, we can keep this to kind of dynasty, but if you want to throw in your 23 season too, you can.
Sure. So I think, well, if we're doing who am I trusting in 2023 is Ken Walker. Who am I trusting in dynasty is probably Breece Hall. But I still think, the Zach Charbonnet landing spot stings and it hurts for sure. But I think it is people are kind of blowing it way out of proportion. Kenneth Walker's not dead. Kenneth Walker's not gone. I mean, he's still going to see 65% of the carries, and that's enough. That's plenty. There's no one really that's 280, 300 carries in the NFL anymore. I mean, he's probably 250, no less than that. And that's great. And in an offense that we think is going to be really good, they got JSN now. They're going to be awesome. He's going to be in tons of scoring opportunities. We saw him have breakaway speed. So I don't know why everyone is so taken aback by Ken Walker, and at least in 2023. And, again, like the NFL has changed. It's not like there's teams go with one running back anymore. I mean, we've seen multiple running backs be productive, have big games, you can go as far back as Kamara and Mark Ingram, both top 12 guys. I mean, it can happen. It's rare. It definitely limits the upside, but I trust Kenneth Walker, not coming off injury. So that's the check up above Breece Hall. And then he's got more upside than kind of everyone else on the list. So I picked Ken Walker as whom I'm trusting the most in 2023.
Okay. Coach Gibbs.
It's Breece Hall for me. Even with the ACL injury, I'll take my time. I'll find me some scrub running backs and fill in the holes as the season goes on. But I would imagine obviously he's gonna have to progress and get NFL shape, and he's not gonna have that rock star 4-week stretch before his injury in 2022. But if you think if he could come back, I don't know, if he starts getting really good game time, week 6, and then the second half of the season, I would expect the Jets offense to be a well-oiled machine by then. And they have a tough division, so it's not like they're going to be walking into the playoffs. So you're going to be getting some good Breece Hall games or good Jet offense games in the fantasy playoffs. Although I do believe I saw their schedule kind of sucks, but regardless, I think Breece Hall is in league in his own on this list, respectively, and he's a guy I trust the most off on this list, based off your wording of your question.
No, I like that. You guys picked some good picks there. Breece Hall is likely still my most trusted dynasty player right now. He's definitely someone that the early season could be a little cloudy, but long term, he is a talent that we saw out on that field, and he's going to make things happen. He'll get back to his form at some point here. It might take a little bit longer than we all want, but long term, you want to have Breece Hall on your team, and that's when you can find your value by getting him now if people are sketched out by his situation. But probably my most trusted in 23, and it's going to sound a little crazy, but it's Isaiah Pacheco. Isaiah Pacheco, compared to all these other guys, pretty much has the starting job and not much competition behind him. Jerry McKinnon supposedly came back, but I don't think it's official. I think they won him back, but it's not done deal. But if you saw at the second half of last year, he was getting double-digit carries on the ground here. He played the Super Bowl with a broken hand and played well enough against that stout Eagles defense. Sorry, Gibbs. But he's going to have opportunity for scoring. He's going to run the ball enough. where he's not going to see the 300 carry season out of him, but he could get 225 and maybe 30 catches, and you're getting him whatever round you get him right now. I don't think he's going in the top 4 round, but he's someone that I think will be able to be sustainable through an entire season and be consistent enough for us. Where some of these other guys, they might have more upside, but their floor game could be really bad, and their situations could completely flop over the season. Where I think Pacheco has that early down work lined up, and he has opportunity to catch the ball as well.
So it's funny. I had a little asterisk next to Isaiah Pacheco as well, and I love him. I think he's great. He dodged a bullet in the draft. He's in an awesome offense. He did everything he did with 31% snap share. So to me, that's a good sign because he can do a lot with a little bit of work. And then I also think they're going to give him more work next season. So I like Isaiah Pacheco. My only fear is the typical, late round running back, like how easily they get replaced in dynasty. So that's my only fear with Isaiah Pacheco. I think 23 is going to be an awesome season.
Right.
If you want to trade for him and you need an RB2 with upside, like Pacheco could be awesome. The problem is every offseason, you're going to have this fear of like, is he getting replaced? Is he going to, who are they bringing in? And it's like, reminds me similar to Philip Lindsay and players like that. Good players, great, awesome, but it's hard to really establish a long-term role when you're a 7th round pick.